Alright, how's it going, guys? So, I took a look at the recipe we were looking at in the end for making hydrogen chloride. And it looks like the amount of chlorine, or the amount of hydrogen chloride that we get out here is going to be needed to make the hydrochloric acid pretty much, so it's not really going to be a gain of any, because we need to make hydrogen. Where's it at? This one? No, back one, right here. So we need 50 hydrochloric acid, and to make that, we need hydrogen chlorine gas. And so it looks like this is going to be more of a loop type of thing. So what we're going to go with for right now is just the hydrogen and the chlorine, which we have the tank up here, which I have gone ahead and tore everything out except for this purified water pipe because it's still got purified water in it. But I've tore everything out. I got a pump sitting here so we can pump it out. And I have another tank made so we can use it down here. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to make chlorine from saline water, which will also give us the sodium hydroxide, and it'll give us the hydrogen we need to put back in with the chlorine. And we're already using hydrogen other places, and we have a place to burn it off if we need to. And we have, saline water just sitting here waiting. I did, by the way, add in a second washing plant for making sand. I also upgraded these two to washing 2. I don't need to upgrade these at the moment because none of these are really doing anything for most of the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 electrolyzers. One, I can find them here. I just had them a minute ago, or just seen them a minute ago, I should say. We can do this electrolyzer. There they are, right in the middle. Alright, so we're going to set up 2 of these basically right off of those, and we're going to set them to hydrogen and chlorine. And we need to put a power line over here to make them do their thing. And then we will have the chlorine and the hydrogen go together, which I'm quite sure is another chemical reactor. So we'll make one of those. And we're just going to put this like here. We need that for making hydrogen chloride. So now we're going to put these 2 together and get them into there. So we'll just do this, and then we're going to do the same with the hydrogen. And I actually probably should have brought this down to there, because then we can just pull that off, put it over there. That gives us our hydrogen chloride, and we can go ahead and connect this up, which we can do this like that. And now the only thing we really need to do is get the sodium hydroxide coming out of there, which we're going to use one of these on each one. And then we can just do this, put them together on the same belt. We'll run them up this way and out of the way into a box for the moment until we need to use it, which we will shortly. So there's that. I do still need to grab the other box that's up here, sitting right there. So we now have our hydrogen chlorine gas. So now we need to mix that in another chemical reactor with iron. And we just happen to have up here this box that we've done nothing with a bunch of iron in it. Now we do need to get everything in here up to our normal sorting area, but for right now we're going to use, for the first time, a filtered inserter, which we'll put right here, and we will tell it to whitelist iron ore, and then we're going to run that. I actually think we can run it right through here. We're going to have to move that pole. Let's see where we can move this pole to. I put it there, that should be fine. Then we can just jump over all of that. We can take that out because that'll jump the whole thing. And then we need to make another chemical reactor. Which we will put about right there. And we need to set that for the ferric chloride. And we'll just throw a pipe in there. Put that over to there. And then we will run this right down and into there. And we'll use another mini loader to do that. So there we go. We now have our ferric chloride solution. So we now need to get that tin, copper, and our plates we made last time into an assembler number 2. And then we will have our red circuit board. And I want to look at the electrolyzer, so we're full on hydrogen in both of them. So we're also going to do a overflow valve, top up overflow. And we're going to send that this direction. And then I will run this somehow out of here and connect it up with our normal hydrogen stuff a little bit later. That way this can basically continue to run without any issue. I do still want to get this mess moved off of here, so we can process that stuff down. But I haven't got that done. I have started filling in this area over here, but I haven't gotten it figured out exactly how I want to move these, because when I do move them, I'm going to lose what's in them unless I basically cut the pipe, which I'm still going to lose some if I do. And it's infinite, so I don't know why I'm worried about losing it. And let's go ahead and get some more of that taken care of. So I'm going to do a bit of piping, and we're just basically going to run this ferric chloride somehow. I haven't figured that out yet, but somehow basically right up to here, and then we'll put the red boards together up here, and then we'll be ready to start the silicon stuff next time. So let me get this piping done. I'll show you what I ended up with, and we'll get those red boards started. Alright, so we got our ferric chloride right here. So now we need this. We need to put that in there. Go ahead and put in that. We need to set this to the red board. So now we need to get this over there and down to there. And that gets us our ferric chloride solution. Now we just need to get tin and copper plates in here, which these tin are pretty stretched. And I do have, for some strange reason, somewhere over here, right here, we actually have this tin line right here, which is still a gray belt. We'll have to fix that. But we can go ahead and just run this right on across here and right up beside it. And I think we're actually going to just do a splitter off of this copper here. And we can run these together. Right here. If I put that there, that it won't turn. There we go. So get the tree out of there. Alright, so now we can connect that. Go ahead and pop those out. And then it should be right along that. So one over. So it should be right there. And we can just run that right up here. And that'll go in there. We're going to take those out of there. And now we can do this. And we're going to need to do that. We may have to make this, you know, a whole lot bigger. Oh, can I? Well, let's use a medium one then. Then it'll hit all three. And so we're going to send them out, and these run pretty slow. I'm guessing these are going to be way faster, so we're probably going to set up a few of these across here. So we'll probably just do something along these lines. And if we do, we're going to have to change the way this comes in. We could actually run this belt right up through the center here and then have that input to both sides, and then still have the output go out the top. And then we would just have to put these out onto a belt, which means we're going to have to move that. But that's the basics. We'll add to it as we need to. So we now have our red circuit boards done, so we can get started on the transistors next time, because we already know how to make the basic electronic components, and we already have the solder. So the only thing we need to do is the transistor. The transistor is going to be a big load of stuff. So next video is probably going to be a pretty long one. Unless I start this now, which I might actually do, because this video's not that long yet. But this one's going to be a pretty good one, because we've got to make one of these. So we need molten silicon and nitrogen, and then we got to add, so we need 2 different casting machines for that, and then this needs to be turned into those there. So give me a minute, let me work out exactly how I'm going to do this, and then we'll probably get started on the silicon, or I may end this one a little early and we'll do that next time, since it's going to be a lot to that one. Alright, I got it all worked out here, so basically I can keep expanding this over even further if I need to. As long as I have the boards, and those boards are going way faster than these are. I'm guessing I'm going to probably need to make a much bigger area for this, but this will get me the basics in for it. And I want to look and see real quick what it's going to take to make the dynamite or explosives. So right now we're using coal, sulfur, and purified water, or we can go with this one, which uses coal still, same amount, but then glycerol liquid, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid. And we looked at this one the other day, which is from this stuff, which is from the sodium hydroxide that we're making right now, allyl chloride, hydrochloric acid, which is hydrogen chloride gas, which we just made, and purified water. But I think we actually, yeah, we're going to need hydrochloric acid, so I think I'm going to hold off on that until we need the hydrochloric acid, and then we'll set that up. So I think that's going to be it for this one. I'm going to get everything ready for doing the silicon stuff in the next one. and I'm probably going to go ahead and pipe the stuff out of this box up yonder. It is getting quite full, and we could really use the iron for the red metal catalyst that we're using. We don't have a whole lot of iron coming in right now due to having way too much sulfuric wastewater. That's why I've been trying to use a lot of things that need it. As you can see, a lot of these aren't running, so we need to get rid of that sulfuric wastewater a lot more, which means we need to use up a lot more of that green algae over there, or we need to look and see if there's anything else we can do with it. Because these things barely get to run, and we don't use nearly enough of this stuff. Good thing is we're going to be using carbon more soon for those circuits, so that will help since we get our carbon from this green algae. But anyways, I'll let you guys go today, and I will see you next time setting up for making silicon.